just finished up some deadlifting, and now it's time to move on to the bench. My bench has been, it seems to be improving a lot lately. I know that I'm setting a lot of gym PRs and rep records, so hopefully that'll carry through to the meet. We've been getting some questions lately on what I've been doing a little bit different. Well, one of the things I've been doing different is benching like I'm going to be benching today. I don't have a fancy name for it or anything. I guess we call it power benching because it's trying to develop force and power off the bottom, develop force off the chest. You can kind of think of it in a similar sort of vein as speed benching, but the weights are generally heavier. Whereas speed work, in typical tradition, is going to put you at about a 7 RPE. We're working heavier than that. We're going up to an 8 RPE, which is still lighter than most of our typical work sets, but that allows us to really concentrate on force generation off the bottom. And I don't recommend this type of work for just anybody. As with all training, it needs to be specifically tailored to the needs of the athlete. For me, we looked at a lot of tapes and a lot of data for my bench press, successful attempts, missed attempts, stuff like that, and we're able to kind of discern a force curve. And after we figured out that force curve, it appeared in such a way that we can use certain tools to target weak areas of the force curve. That's kind of the concept that we're testing. It's holding a lot of promise so far. There's a lot of art in programming in that style, and a little bit less science. But it's a work in progress, like things usually are. But what we're doing today, power benching, we're going to be working up to a top triple at an 8 RPE. We're going to work up the same way that we usually do. This is my last warm-up right here, pre-15, and I'll hit that now and cover a little bit more while I'm loading the first set. First work set is going to be 395. Some key points on execution of this type of work. We're going to try to bring every rep down quickly. You got to stay tight, stay in control. So bring it down quickly and really pop it hard off the bottom. We're trying to utilize the stretch reflex as much as you can with a given weight. It takes some practice to be able to bring the weight down that quickly. But once you get it right, like I said, we're still testing a lot of this stuff out, but once you get this right, I think it'll help a lot with force generation. Not necessarily bottom end strength, because that really depends on why you lack bottom end strength. But in my case, we think force and power production is going to help total force development off the bottom, which is going to allow me to get it going, get the bar, get a heavier bar going, and keep it moving a little bit faster through the range of motion. So here we go. This is our start weight. Yeah, it ran pretty good. That was about a 7. Now we move the bar weight up to 415. Like I said, the workup for this type of session is pretty much the same as the workup for any other type of workout in this system. So moving up to 415. Some key points to remember with this is that you don't want to get sloppy with your execution. You got to stay tight and execute the same way that you would the competition level. For a couple reasons. I mean, fairly obvious reasons, I guess. First is that it'll give you more specific carryover if you're practicing the same technique, same form, and everything. The second reason is that ideally your competition form is going to be your strongest form anyway. So if you're using that, then you'll be able to push more weight and generate more force. Another thing that's kind of off tradition with this type of work, since it's very neural intensive, the rest breaks aren't short. Like you see a lot of people have real short rest breaks with high power work. I'm not using short rest breaks with these because the quality of the work is more important than the tempo or anything like that. I want the speed of each set to be maximal. I want force production to be maximum and not decreased due to metabolic accumulation of metabolic byproduct or neural fatigue. But that said, that's probably a long enough rest. So I'm going to go ahead and take this as 415, shoot for a triple here, and we'll see what happens. Better than the last set. So that set ran a little bit faster than I thought that it would. Obviously a good sign, but based on the amount of speed and the way things have been going this week, the objectives of this session, I'm going to keep with the plan as far as bar weight. We're not going to bump it up like we normally would. Reason for that, since aside from everything I just said, part of the reasoning is since the objective here is speed, and these triples, this kind of power work tends to take a few more sets to generate the fatigue that I'm looking for. I've got a little more margin for error to play with, so if I take 445 here and crush it for a triple, then I should have a little bit of reserve left. I can move the weight up again and take another crack at the PR if I want. But the main thing is just focusing on that power on the bottom, getting tight, getting real tight, and being ready for that first rep. Because that'll be the big winner right there, is to really nail the first one, and then the other ones kind of have a rhythm of their own, So I'm gonna hit this first rep. Yeah, it's about that time anyway, so get ready to hit this one. This will be our top set. Do good with this, set PR. I did run really well with that one. I ran a speed that's more closely associated with a 7.5 RPE than it is with an 8. I mean, it was close. It was right there on the line, but I'm calling it more of a 7.5 than an 8. So took a look at the numbers, and I'm gonna move it up to 455. Take another crack at it. To get this one moving fast enough, it's gonna take a lot of effort. You know, basically, I'm gonna have to execute really well on this set. Shouldn't be a problem to try to execute well on every set. So running those numbers and loading the weight and everything gave me sufficient rest time. It's been a few minutes, so time to get ready to go with this set. Like I said, gotta execute well. So concentrate. Technique got a little sloppy on those, but that wasn't the only thing. Started running a little slow. So I'm going to drop the weight back down. I'll look at some numbers and stuff first to figure out how much we're going down to. So I decided to drop the weight back down to about 435, and I'm going to start doing more triples. We're going to work our way back down to a drop set triples, just how we normally would do, using fatigue percents as our volume regulator. The only difference is that for me, when I'm doing, I might keep the weight a little bit higher, might not drop the bar weight quite as much. I'm looking for 2 to 4% fatigue today, so I probably won't drop the bar weight much at all. So that one actually showed right around 3% fatigue, give or take. So we cut it there. That was 5 work sets of power triples, and that's all the volume. That's all the volume that I'm prepared to handle for today. So cut it there and move on to lunges. If you want to see the rest of the workout, our training logs on reactivetrainingsystems.com. Thanks.